Hi, everybody, and welcome to Quarter 4 Fairy Tale Mock Trials. In the following slide deck, we will talk about what is a mock trial and how does it work. So, what is a mock trial? It's a simulated trial experience where students, you, get to act out legal proceedings in a courtroom. We're doing this because mock trials, we get to learn about point of view from different characters as well as persuasive writing techniques. So let's get into the roles of a mock trial. I highly suggest this is where we're going to start taking notes. Please write down in vocabulary plaintiff, defendant, witnesses, and lawyers. When you define them, please make sure that you write these definitions down in your own words. Feel free to pause the video when you're ready. A plaintiff is the party or person bringing the case to the courtroom. The defendant is the party being accused or sued by the plaintiff. The witnesses are the individuals who provide testimony within the courtroom, and the lawyers represent the plaintiff and the defendant. We're going to break that down and make it a little bit easier on the next slide. So, for example, in the Three Little Pigs case, the plaintiff is Tristan Pigley. This would be a surviving relative of one of the three little pigs. The defendant is Alexander T. Wolf. This is the wolf that is being accused of the crime of destroying the pigs' houses. The witnesses could be neighbors, police officers, and the plaintiff/defendant. So the person bringing the trial to court, Tristan, as well as the defendant, Alexander, could act as witnesses. And then the lawyers are the prosecution and defense. The prosecution will be lawyers for Tristan Pigley, so they'll be trying to accuse the defendant, Alexander T. Wolf, and the defense lawyers will be defending Alexander T. Wolf and trying to show that he's not guilty. So, mock trials are really fun, but first you have to prepare for them. The first step in preparing for a mock trial, and this is honestly some of my favorite part, is the research. We have to find evidence to support our side's argument. So, in the example of the case of the Three Little Pigs, it's important that the prosecution is finding evidence to support that Alexander T. Wolf really did intentionally blow down the pigs' houses. That will be their job. And then on the defense side, it'll be important for the defense lawyers to try to find out what evidence they can use to show that Alexander T. Wolf did not intentionally blow down the houses and it was just an accident. The next part is scripting. This is where these affidavits come in. So each side will be creating affidavits that support their side's position. And this is really our persuasive writing piece. This is what you're going to be saying in front of the court. If you are a lawyer in your opening and closing statements, if you are a witness, or if you are someone asking the witness questions. The last part of the prep is rehearsal, so practicing the delivery. We're going to do lots of practice because this will be a presentation that we do in front of community and family members. So, actually conducting the mock trial. This is when we have both sets of lawyers doing their opening statements in the courtroom. They'll introduce the case to the jury and let them know what they are fighting for. Then we'll have an examination section where the lawyers get to ask the witnesses questions as well as let the witnesses provide testimony. Lastly, it'll be a closing argument where the lawyers summarize their case and persuade the jury, or in our case, the judge, that they are correct. Remember, this is the persuasive writing part of this, that their side is the best side. Take a moment to, on your second page of notes, to write down these three phrases: opening statements, examination, closing arguments. And please write down what each means in your own words. So typically, a jury will be conducted to decide who is the winner of the case. However, in our case, our cases, we will have a judge decide who wins the case based on the evidence provided. And we're going to do this for a few reasons. One, because every single person in class will have a role within the mock trial, so there won't be too much of a jury presence available. But also, we want to make sure that the jury is unbiased. So I won't even be a judge as well, because I want to make sure that whoever is the judge is someone who's literally just looking at the evidence and not looking at all the work that you did beforehand, or basing this based on what they know about the lawyers and the defendants themselves. After the actual mock trials are presented, the last step for this quarter will be a written reflection about what you learned during the trial. Everyone will be required to do this written reflection, and we'll explain more about that once we get to it. Welcome to Fairy Tale Mock Trials. I'm so excited for this quarter, and I think we're going to have a great time.